Central Coast Mariners are travelling to Auckland FC for the first time ever. Of course, we played Auckland at home back in December, that 4-1 loss. And this time around, it's a big test for the Mariners. Auckland currently top of the A-League men's ladder. It is a true test for this team, who has been on obviously a really poor run of form in recent games. And it's going to be interesting to see whether we see, some rotation in this match for the Mariners going forward. At this stage, it's looking unlikely that Mariners do play finals football. That loss against Melbourne Victory, that 3-0 loss, pretty much means now that Mariners, look, mathematically, we are still in the equation, but now 10 points off Wanderers, who are in 6th place heading into this weekend, and Wanderers have that game in hand as well. So it is looking near impossible that Mariners will play finals, unfortunately, this season. So it's a different vibe heading into this weekend. Hopefully we just, make a good account of ourselves. And this is maybe an opportunity now for some players to make a statement to their head coach and, show that they want to be here for next season. We want these players to be fighting for this club and to be putting in, valiant performances all the way till the end of this season. 6 games remaining in the campaign for the Central Coast Mariners. So, Auckland FC, what can we say about them? They've been incredible in their inaugural campaign. 12 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses. They deserve to be top of the table, and they are closing in on the Premier's plate, and they'll be eager to win this game. Look, they're going to be huge favourites, obviously, heading into this matchup at home. And it's an important, and again, an important game for Auckland FC, because the more points they rack up, the more wins they get, that helps them, bring them closer to that Premier's plate. Looking at their recent results, Auckland FC, a couple draws in the last couple of weeks, that 4-4 through the thriller with Adelaide United, and then that 1-1 draw away to Newcastle Jets. But they've picked up some fantastic wins over the season. 6-1 not too long ago in the New Zealand derby, 2-0 away to Western United as well, defeating Macarthur and Wanderers. They've been so impressive this season, and it's been hard to stop them. Those 2 losses that they did pick up this season was 4-0 at home to Western United, and then away to Perth Glory. They did lose against them. So, if the struggling Perth Glory can break down Auckland FC, perhaps Mariners can do it as well. And I tell you what, it will be a big upset if Mariners could get the job done this weekend. We'll have a look at the Mariners' current run of form and what we could see for the lineup in just a moment. And we'd love to hear from you guys as well, what you would like to see from the Mariners in this game and what your sort of feelings and predictions are heading into this weekend. But let's look at Auckland's most recent lineup and how they went against Newcastle Jets. So, 1-1 draw in the end. They did play pretty well overall, but a draw felt like a fair result. Newcastle Jets have been in good form and did all right to match them in the end. Auckland, sorry. Alex Paulson, one of the best goalkeepers in the competition. He is always hard to beat, so that's already a test for the Mariners. Back 4 of Sakai, Smith, Painaka, and De Vries. Worth mentioning that Nando Painaka will be out with suspension for this match against the Mariners. So that is a blow for Auckland FC. We do know former Central Coast Mariner Dan Hall is at the club. He has been out with injury for the last few months. And tell you what, we don't know if he's going to be returning this weekend, but wouldn't that be quite the storyline if Dan Hall was to return this weekend against his former side? But we'll keep an eye on that one. But Painaka out, so that is a big blow already for Auckland FC. Midfielders Bremer, Gajegos, Verstraete has been good this season, but again they'll be without Louis Verstraete. He picked up a red card against Jets last weekend. And then those wide plays, man. Logan Rogerson and Nader Moreno have been starting out wide lately for Auckland, and they're in fantastic form, these guys. They've been scoring a lot of goals lately, and that's an area that Mariners will really have to be switched on in those wide positions, those fullback positions. Again, we'll see who plays those roles. We expect it to maybe be Storm Rue and Lucas Moragas, but could be Sasha Kazewski on the right side. Could maybe be Nathan Paul at left back as well. So we'll wait and see what Mark Jackson does, of course. Guillermo May, another danger player for Auckland FC. He's been scoring goals for fun for Auckland FC this season, and some real bangers too. Some long-range bombs from Guillermo May, who's been a fantastic acquisition for the new A-League club. So another one for the Mariners defenders to keep an eye on. But there is a slight, glimmer of hope for the Mariners, considering that Auckland are without 2 of their better players in Painaka and Verstraete out with suspension, but they've got the depth to cover those guys, that is for sure. So, Auckland FC, strong lineup we can expect from them this weekend. Central Coast Mariners. Let's have a look at our current form heading into this weekend. So many losses, dude, in recent weeks. It's been tough. About a month ago, I think it was heading into the Wanderers game. If we scroll back, that Wanderers game, I thought that might have been the turning point for Mariners. Those couple home games against Wanderers and Western. If we could have won those games, the context, of this final sort of run of games, would have been so different. The vibe would have been so different. But we're in a poor losing run at the moment. Our last win, again, we have to scroll all the way up to January 17, away to Wanderers. And look, worth mentioning, our away form has been decent this season. If I'm not mistaken, I think the loss against Victory was only our second away loss of the campaign. But yeah, so it was almost like away we've been a bit more competitive than at home. At home, we've only won one home game in the A-League Men's this season. So, look, maybe that's something worth to take into consideration heading into this weekend as well. Having a look at the Mariners' recent contest, obviously, the dedicated review for this game is out right now, but there wasn't much to talk about, I guess, positive-wise for Mariners. One shot in this game. We just need to see an improvement. We need to see an improvement. That's the big sort of, thing to focus on heading into this match. Regardless of what the result is, regardless of if we lose this match, it is likely that we do lose this match considering how good Auckland FC are at the moment. But we just need to see just an increase in everything, really. I mean, where do you want to start? Energy, a bit more fight, stronger in the challenge, better on the ball, retaining possession, and going forward, creating chances and, having shots on goal, ultimately, and really testing Auckland FC. We don't want to make it easy for them. This was a lineup that we saw Mark Jackson deploy away to Victory. Of course, Pereg Cullen and goals feels like he's got that position locked down for the rest of the season. You'd think Stormroo, Sainsbury, Kaltak, and Paul. Of course, we did see Moragas dropping back at sort of left wing back when Mariners, were playing at back five at times. DiPizio did play on that right-hand side for the Mariners against Victory. I don't think it really worked. He's really struggled to get into the game. I mean, we could say that about all of our players. They've struggled to get into the contest against Victory. I'm not sure if it's going to work again playing DiPizio out wide. I think he's better utilised in a central role, so maybe you swap out Doc and DiPizio. Feihau, I mean, whether he starts again, unfortunately, he struggled against Victory, so maybe Nico Duarte comes in. I think that's a change I would like to see. Nico Duarte, he is an out-and-out striker. Feihau is more of a winger. And still in Eames, again, that'll probably be the midfield duo heading into this game. We do know Alu Kowal and Alf McCalmont missed out the Victory game due to injury, we expect. I think Mark Jackson has been saying in interviews that Alu Kowal could be back in contention for this weekend. No word on Alf McCalmont just yet, so we'll have to keep an eye on the ins and outs heading into the weekend. But look, I don't think we'll see too many changes, to be honest. I don't think Mark Jackson will tweak things. I mean, just because we can't really do too much. I think one of the changes we may well see is Duarte on for Feihau from the start. We did see Duarte come on at half-time. The other one is maybe Faisal. I shouldn't forget Abdul Faisal. He's someone that, I'm a big fan of and provides that energy and that attacking thrust. And look, maybe he starts out of DiPizio. Maybe DiPizio comes on as an impact play in the second half. That could be something we look at. And look, we might really need these guys with pace in wide areas if we're going to test Auckland FC in this game. Auckland is so good at dominating the game, dominating the play, pressing high, winning the ball. They are so intense going forward as well. For Mariners, it's going to be about when we win the ball, going forward with pace, making those right passes and trying to exploit the space, whatever space Auckland leaves when they go forward. So that could mean maybe that Faisal and maybe even Thea Harris get the run from the start. And Sash Kazewski. I think at this point in the season, Sash Kazewski would love to see him get even more game time, and Duarte as well. So I tell you what, there's probably a string of young players who could come in if Mark Jackson wants to shake things up a little bit, maybe go for a bit more of a youthful approach in this game, which I wouldn't mind. We've got nothing to lose really at this stage, so I wouldn't mind seeing the young guys get a run in this match up against Auckland FC. Look, it's going to be a real test for the Central Coast Mariners. It's this Sunday away to Auckland FC. Let me know your thoughts on this match in the comments section. Hit the like button to support the channel and stay subscribed for more Mariners content right here on the page. My name's Lockie and I'll see you in the next one.